Hey guys, what is up, Frostbin here, and today we're going to be talking about my English essay. Let's do this. So I begin my essay by drawing the reader in by talking about what comes to mind when they hear the word war. I continue by talking about the tragedies of war and how it can be bad, but immediately counter it by talking about how it stimulates the economy. I conclude my introduction with my thesis. War creates jobs, is necessary for our economy, as well as helps achieve goals for our country. My next paragraph claims that war gave women the respect they have today. My first defense of this claim is talking about how women could not vote in all 50 states prior to the 1900s, and most did not work outside of the home as well. All these women needed was a tipping point. When the United States joined World War I, there was a need for work, and some women seized this opportunity and joined the workforce. The call to action for women was supported by many, causing some propaganda posters to be made, such as Rosie the Riveter. My next paragraph talks about how women weren't the only ones to gain rights. Different races started to gain rights as well. Black people gained the right to not be discriminated against in the hiring process. The perfect example of this is Detroit, Michigan, where there has always been some racial tensions. When the United States entered World War II, most white males went off to war, causing the city to lose many of its workers. This forced many employers to begin hiring black males. Some of the employers, however, were hesitant to hire them because of their race. Because of this, many movements started around the U.S., including a planned march on Washington, which would have seen 100,000 black workers marching down Pennsylvania Avenue. This march never took place, however, because President FDR ended up signing Executive Order 8802, which banned any employment discrimination because of race, creed, color, or national origin. Some counter-arguments that were brought up against my subjects were that other countries are devastated by our country's military, as well as the casualties that we face during war. The people who you will usually see fighting against us going to war are those who have either served in our military or know someone who has served. Some other arguments are that war is not a permanent solution. While these arguments may be fair, we also have to realize that the United States is a country forged by war. Out of our small existence compared to other countries, we have been in at least one war for most of our lifespan. It is what keeps our economy alive. Our country is not like other empires that always waged war. The Roman Empire spread over most of Western Europe as well as parts of Eurasia and Northern Africa. Their country got so large that they were unable to maintain it, and the empire soon fell after. America does not take over the countries that they fight. They may steal some of their supplies, but for the most part, we fight, we leave, they rebuild. I conclude by sending a call to action to anyone who reads it, telling them to not protest against war, but rather accept it, as it is part of our way of life here in America.